Hello, everybody. Welcome along. It's the Benjamin Bloom Football Show. We are at half-time in Preston versus Derby. Preston 0, Derby 1. Wayne Rooney free kick. Sky Sport probably love it. And a very good performance by Derby. Very good value for the lead and the potential 3 points that they are heading for at this point. Remember, in that playoff chase, Derby go first today out of, it's only really them, Preston and Bristol City in the chase. They can close up to within 1 point. With a win, there it is. They'll go on to 60 behind Cardiff. And they're well on their way. And like I say, pretty good value for it. Please get your comments in the chat on that first half. How you think it went and how you see the second half going. And at the moment, you can only see it going one way because Derby are well on top. Let's go through the key events in the first half, and then we'll read your comments and your predictions for the second half, although I suspect sometimes these games are difficult to analyse. This one, fairly easy today. I suspect most people will be in fair agreement that Derby, good value for that one. Just in case you saw the pre-match preview, Infogol had the teams completely wrong. That looks far more likely. 5 changes for Preston and Rudd in goal there. Hughes, Davies, Huntington, Rafferty. Not entirely sure I agree with that shape. Pearson probably with Gallagher a bit more next to him. Sinclair right, Potts left, and Brown number 10 really. With Dave Nugent up front. Derby 4-2-3-1. Hamer, Bogle, Evans, Clark low across the back. Rooney and Bird is the double pivot. Sibley is the 10 with Holmes and Knight either side, and Martin Waghorn up the top. Let's go through this big mix-up on minute number 3 between the two Preston centre halves. Just a long ball forward, really. Bouncing ball low. Waghorn gets onto it. He accelerates away. He's going to the left-hand side of the box. I'm an Ipswich fan. I know all about Martin Waghorn. You want him in there on his left foot, hitting this one early. He gets a decent enough contact on it, but it's straight at Ruddy in goal. He needs to find that low to the keeper's left to have any chance of scoring there, but reasonable opening straight away. On 11, here comes Lowe on the left-hand side, easily past Scott Sinclair. Definitely danger on both sides, Bogle and Lowe for Derby. Both look like they've got space and the beating of the man following them, let's just say. Next phase, Rooney, lovely switch out to Bogle from Rooney. Crossed into the middle for Sibley. He's arriving there. He's just got to stick his foot up and get something on that first, and he probably scores. It's point blank range. Pearson, nice and touch tight. Pearson looking after Sibley. Don't worry about what that does for Sibley. Worry about what that does for Preston. They seem to be without their deep line playmaker today. He's spending all the game worrying about Louis Sibley, indeed. And Derby, impressive start, impressive first 15 minutes. Exactly what Koku wants them to do. He wants Rooney to make the play from deep. He wants the fullbacks to come forward, and he wants support for Waghorn from the front three, the three off the front, excuse me. And they're getting exactly that in these opening 15 minutes. Sibley drives forward to the edge of the box on 17. Huntington takes him down for the free kick about 25 yards out, and a bit naughty from Huntington afterwards. He sort of deliberately steps on Sibley there. Commentary were up in arms about that. You've seen people get in trouble. No need to do it, but he got away with it. Maybe there might be something retrospective there. Not quite in the Mitrovic elbow on Ben White category, but a bit silly from Huntington. But he is going to get punished. I'm just seeing a little replay of that as we go. Arm across. They both go down. The ball's cleared. Yeah, that's naughty. That's naughty. He sees the refs looking away, steps on sort of Sibley, the back of his thigh near his sort of buttocks. Bit naughty. And yeah, Sibley knows exactly what Huntington's done there. Rolls over a little bit, but silly. Waghorn notices as well. Yeah, Huntington has got away with that one. Sky probably all over it now. But the controversy doesn't last long, because what happens next is brilliant. So the free kick is just to the right-hand side of the D as you look. And it's a game of cat and mouse between Wayne Rooney and Declan Rudd in the goal. Waghorn's there to shape. I'm just seeing it back now with the left foot. Oh, it's such a good goal. Such a good goal. They put Max Bird in just behind the wall. So Waghorn kind of does his run up to dummy. Rooney steps up. Is he going to go over the wall or sort of round to Rudd's left or over and cut back on himself? He goes over, and it's beautiful technique. Absolutely beautiful. Enough flow, enough pace, enough curl. Just nestles in the side netting. Probably technically still the best player in the Championship, Rooney, even at his advancing years. Brilliant goal, superb stuff from the England all-time top scorer. We hoped he'd come to the Championship and take the mick and do stuff like that. And there he is again. So Rooney, 6th goal, I think it said, for Derby. Brilliant stuff. Deserved lead, really. Nugent slides to Potts here. Rare Preston attack, inside left channel. Brown arriving, tightly marked there. Wants to get a left footer on it, but it kind of just trickles away in the end. Rafferty's got forward a couple of times from right back and put decent crosses in. He's been in deep areas, so they'll be hoping they can get him a little bit further forward. Good quality on this one. Brown follows it up. He gets blocked quite close, but it falls to Gallagher on the edge of the area. Good shot. This is going in the corner, and it's just deflected away by decent, well-positioned Derby defence there. So Preston's best moment really there on 26. 28, Holmes in the 10 here, bit of space, hits that one right-footed. He's outside the angle of the post, so it's going to have to be a good shot, but it's on target. He's gone for the near post. Rudd to his left, pushes it out. Good save. Sibley gets his receipt for Huntington. The ball's rolling away. Ref lets this one go, but he leaves one on Huntington, let's just say. But big chance on 35. If Derby do not win this game, they'll look at this moment because they really should have gone 2-0 up on 35. Really nice football. Again, they play out from the back. Evans has it. He steps up from centre half into Knight. And I love this pass from Knight because he hits it really firmly, nicely forward for Sibley to chase onto. And he's in a really good position, right-hand side of the box, breaking from the number 10 position off to the right. He's got runners. He's got his head up as well. He's got his brain into gear. He's got his technique sorted. He lays it back to Dwayne Holmes, who's running in from behind. Remember, you always want 2 layers of runners here to confuse the defence. You want one in for the tap-in, one coming short. We've seen that a few times in recent games. Here arriving is Dwayne Holmes, and he trips over his own feet, basically. Can't sort his feet out. He should just stroke this into the net, really. And then worse still, the ball then rolls across the box, and Max Bird is arriving. He's obviously not expecting to receive the ball in this way, and then he fluffs his lines as well. Derby should be 2 goals up there on 35. I think their performance might have merited it as well. We'll get to your comments in just a second. The crowd noise playing by either Sky or Preston. I'm hearing Delilah by Stoke City fans. I don't know why that would be in there. Probably from a Preston home game against Stoke, but there you go. Clark out of defence on 45. Giveaway here straight to Paul Gallagher, but 25-yarder. High, wide and handsome. I'm coming to your comments now. I promise. Let's just have a look at those stats. And really the numbers back up my eye test there. 53% possession, Derby. 3 shots on target, 4 off from Preston. No big chances really, though. I suppose that Gallagher one, the best of them, that was deflected wide. 1 attempt on target for Derby. 3 blocked shots and 1 blocked shot there for Derby. 2 saves, however, by Rudd in goal for Preston. None so far for Hamer in goal for Derby. 247, 238 in Derby's favour on the passing. 211, 200 completed. 2 corners apiece. We seem to have said this so many times as well. We're always looking at the high percentage chances and the big quality chances, and particularly that Holmes one, particularly the territory of the fullbacks. Obviously, Rooney's goal is low percentage, but it's a bit of quality, isn't it? So I think Derby, good value for it, and 2-0 probably wouldn't have flattered them. Let's have a look at the comments here. Alistair says quality free kick, absolutely. Derby are in control, but wouldn't write Preston off yet. Yeah, it's 1-0. Preston can easily stick Stockley or Maguire or Barkhausen in and really push on. Can anyone read French? I don't know what that means, Sebastian. Apologies. All right, Ben, says FFS Fulham. All right, FFS Fulham. Lewis, I told you, Ben, Wazza, best player in the league, different gravy. Certainly, technically, the best player. I don't know if he's got any resale value, age 35 or whatever he is, but yeah, he's superb, isn't he? Hello to Matt again in the chat. Alistair says Preston are lacking a striker. I do feel a bit sorry for Nugent because no one's got close to him. There's been no quality go into him either. But yeah, maybe if Stockley was there, it might make a bit of difference. Sky loving that for sure. Yes, Sky love Leeds. They love Rooney, don't they, as well? And they love Leeds versus Derby, and they love Forest as well. Rooney just too good in this league. Jaggy says, how's Shrek getting on? Well, Jaggy, he's taking the piss. There we go. Big Mally, not related, but could the PL be curtailed due to events in Leicester? I wouldn't have thought. I'm sure they'll get around that. Leicester going into a 2-week lockdown. The town, or the city rather, not the football club, but I'm sure they'll do a workaround and drive the players straight in and keep them quarantined with testing, etc. Rooney is good enough for the Prem, says Alistair. Have you seen the White Pele? Is that Rooney? I don't know. Sibley looking pretty ordinary. Sibley, to be fair to him, I wouldn't say he's looking ordinary. He's had Ben Pearson in very close proximity, but no spectacular hat-tricks or anything. Do I think Preston should have 10 men? Well, there's an argument for that. It would go down as violent conduct. I always think, I remember David Beckham in '98 flipping his foot out. It is violent conduct. It's the intent. He's deliberately, come on. He's just been in a challenge with Sibley Huntington. He knows where he is. He's a professional athlete. I'm sure he can avoid him if he wanted to. This does not go in the Tyrone Mings at full sprint, treading on Oliveira. I'll even with my Ipswich allegiances, I'll say you can't really pin that one on Tyrone with any certainty, whereas stepping over a player who's laying there. So, look, there's an argument for it. If he got a yellow, I wouldn't have been surprised. If he got a red, I would say, oh, God, But it is what it is. Don't stand on another player. Bap says, Derby looking smooth. Just hope that's how they play against Leeds. No bus parking. Was it a good half? I dropped off. Lee says, yeah, it was good. It was good. And Derby, excellent. Alistair says Sibley makes a meal of it. Yeah, people do, don't they? It's still, we shouldn't ever judge a foul by the reaction of the player. Should we? A foul is a foul. Tom says Derby are putting together some brilliant pass moves and gaining ground, but then some Labour play lets us down. Want to see us attack the space more. Good value for the lead. Agree with all of that. Enjoying Bogle and Load, the fullbacks. Nice. He goes by the name of Wayne Rooney. There you go. That's all the singing I'm going to do today. Left far too much to cover on his left. What was the point of the wall? It's difficult when you're up against someone like Rooney. You can go either side. He did have Waghorn there, so they made Rudd pay for it. Right. I'm seeing Rooney chatting to Dwayne Holmes here, so we are going to go back to the Sky coverage. Please come back at full time for the full-time review. Derby looks strong favourites in this one. At the moment, you would think Preston would have some kind of fight back. But at the moment, Derby heading to within 1 point of Cardiff. Let's go and enjoy the second half. I will be back for the full-time review. It is Preston 0, Derby 1. Brilliant Wayne Rooney free kick. Enjoy the second half. Come back at full-time. And get your comments in on the full review. Other championship games kicking off as well, so more to talk about then, and no doubt we'll be chatting about Wigan as well. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your comments. See you at full time. Over and out.